I believe it is a huge asset to bring education and knowledge into your birth experience. Being able to understand what's happening in your body and make the best decisions based on your birth preferences list is irreplaceable. I have to make a disclaimer. I am not a healthcare professional. Everything that I'm sharing in this video is meant for educational purposes only. I encourage you to work with a doctor or a midwife throughout your entire pregnancy and birth experience. Hi, I'm Alex, a childbirth educator, a birth doula, mom of two, and I am passionate about helping women become educated to birth fearlessly. So let's get into this. Today we are getting into the second stage of labor, which is active labor. Active labor begins when contractions are coming more frequently and growing in intensity. As you can tell, I've changed my scenery a little bit about where I am filming this video. I'm doing it on a birth ball in my living room because I'm going to do some motions throughout this video that I encourage you to do now, whether you're in labor or whether you are pregnant and preparing for labor. I just encourage you to sit on your birth ball with me for the next 10 minutes while I do this video. So typically when contractions become more intense and they begin to come every 5 minutes, and they're lasting about a minute long, and they've been doing that for around an hour, you can gauge that you're probably in active labor. In active labor, your cervix is going to open from 4 centimeters to around 8 centimeters, or dilate. It's going to dilate 4 to 8 centimeters, and you're going to thin out your cervix or efface all the way to 100% effaced. In active labor, contractions become intense. This is when you might be in need of greater support, both emotionally and physically. This is when having a doula or a very physically supportive spouse is super important. As active labor continues and you get closer to the third stage, contractions will become closer and closer together and lasting for a longer period of time. So they'll come anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes apart and last 60 to 70 seconds each. During active labor is usually when most women feel the need to really focus through contractions, to really breathe through them. They might stop them in their tracks. And there'll be an increased need to focus on breathing techniques, and an increased need to practice breathing, visualization, or other relaxation practices that you chose to do in preparation for labor. Towards the end of active labor is also when women can become scared or worried that they're not going to be able to do it, and the fear can creep up into that space. This is when it is important for your partner or your doula to be there for emotional and mental as well as physical support. They need to be by your side, reassuring you, celebrating you, and being compassionate with where you are at, and pushing you forward with words of love and encouragement. So, what are some things that you can do in active labor? One really good one is to change positions often. So now that we're talking about position changes, I want to show you a few that you can do on the birth ball, even right now while you're watching this video. The first one is to do hip circles, even figure eights on the birth ball. These are going to encourage the opening of your pelvis and help baby's head descend and take any pressure off of your hips. The next one is to do forward leaning on that birth ball. So putting your whole body on it and swaying or rocking back and forth, moving your knees as far apart or as close as you need them to be comfortable. The biggest thing in active labor is to move as your body is comfortable. Your body is naturally, if you're doing this unmedicated, your body will naturally tell you where to move. You're going to try something and it's not going to work, or it's going to work so good that you can't believe you hadn't done it yet. So definitely just work with your body, use that birth ball, and move that baby along. So I wanted to show you on the birth ball, because I'm a huge believer in using things like a birth ball to help relieve pressure and tension when in active labor. It's also amazing because sitting on a birth ball, you're gonna automatically feel a pressure release in your pelvic floor. That's because it's not a hard surface and there's room for your sacrum and the other pelvic things. I don't need to get into all of it, but there's room for it to just sit and it's not on a hard, flat surface. So now that I've shown you those, I encourage you maybe do some hip circles on your birth ball, or if you're feeling maybe some lower back pain, even if you're not in labor, feel free to try that forward leaning over the ball while we finish up this video. The next couple things that you can do in active labor is take a bath or a shower. This is a really awesome way to help release the tension, release the pressure that comes from those contractions, and help your body to just relax. Another thing that you can do during active labor is make sure you are emptying your bladder frequently. Your bladder sits low in your pelvis. So if your bladder is full, there will be an increased amount of pressure there because baby's head is trying to get through the pelvis. So emptying your bladder just gives baby's head more space to move down. Allow yourself to go into what some women call labor land with contractions. When you're really focusing on the contractions and really trying to breathe through them, some women have said that they kind of lose track of time, and it's okay to just let yourself go into that. Try and not worry about anything else that's happening in the room and just focus on being in that exact moment. You're going to meet your baby soon. Another one is make sure that you're hydrating. So partner, if you are sitting watching this video with mama, make sure that you are giving her water to drink with a straw, especially if she's using hydrotherapy. So if she's in the shower or in a bath, we need to make sure that she is replenishing those water stores and then also going to the bathroom often. So these are really good times to make sure that she's getting water or other maybe electrolyte beverages, coconut water, things like that. And then finally, call your midwife or head to the hospital. And if you have a midwife and you're going to the hospital, do both. Let them know and get your butt over there to have a baby. Thank you so much for watching this video and hanging out with me for a few minutes. If you liked this video, I encourage you to share it with a mama who you think would like this video as well. Give it a thumbs up, you hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so that you are notified of any new videos that I put out. And we will catch you on the next one. Bye!